All right, honey, tell us about your garden.
All right, so we've been here now 6 years, and this is my first real big garden. So what we have a lot of different things going on here. Our fence, we were going to put in a 6-foot fence, but because of circumstances with COVID-19, we actually have a 3-foot fence in, and we're hoping and praying that the deer and the rabbits stay out of the garden this year, because they tend to come when everything comes into harvest. So I also, this is kind of a little bit of an experiment for me. I transplanted some daylilies, and I have plants that are beneficial for the bees and the butterflies, so our pollinators, and I also have things that will help hopefully deter, got my fingers crossed, the deer and the rabbit. And if not, we're gonna put up, 8 foot and try to keep them out that way. But this is our first time doing it this way. So what I have in here is, we got a little ambitious. We got 11 beds in here. I have roses, onions, mint, oregano, yarrow, and different flowers to help on the roses. So that's what I have on the outside. On the inside, I have my tomato bed here. So I got tomatoes and some romaine lettuce, some mixed greens, some basil, and marigolds. This year I'm trying to do more in the flowers to help keep the bugs out that way. Here we have nasturtium and basil, marigolds, and eggplant. I lost a tomato, so I've got another seedling inside that's hardening off right now. This bed right here is definitely an experiment. I'm trying something completely new this year. I'm doing artichokes. So I started it late, so I don't know. I got my fingers crossed to see if anything's gonna come out of this bed. I also have some sunflower seeds in here as well, and some flowers, so we'll see what happens. This bed over here, I have some poblano peppers, parsley, regular bell peppers, and basil. I started to cover it up only to try and keep the bugs out of the peppers, because I was noticing they were getting eaten. Over here I have cucumbers, and we got a little frog. We got a couple frogs in the garden this year, which is awesome. I have dill, and these are alliums, so they're in the onion family. And I also have bulb onion planted in here as well. Once again, trying to keep the bugs off the cucumbers and my marigolds. I have another artichoke planted here, and then this bed is just now starting to come up. I have zucchini and green beans. So my take on the Three Sisters, so we're not doing corn and it's not pole beans, but I said, well, let's see for companion planting how this is gonna work out. So like I said, we've got bush beans and zucchini. Over here, I'm trying something new too. We have a golden Hubbard squash on both ends of the bed, and that's gonna be a trap crop. We're trying really hard to keep out the squash borer bugs, and there's another squash bug that just tears into the squash. So I've got some zucchinis in the middle, more green beans, and this is our butterfly bush that we transplanted, but it didn't all transplant. I've got some dill, some nasturtiums, and then I actually have a butternut squash that a neighbor gave us. Over here we have cantaloupe, and some marigolds and some more flowers. This bed right here is, I'm gonna have to trim this, was using up some extra logs from when we took down some tree branches. So I'm using what I have on hand. That's why it's kind of all different. But right here we have our mixed greens, and there's romaine lettuce in here as well, along with our marigolds. This bed over here is our brassica bed. So here we have broccoli, and kale and collards in this bed. So we're just starting to come up our kale. And then I also threw in some radish as well. I got some lemon balm on both ends to try and help keep the bugs out. And then over here, I'm trying something new over here as well. This is celery I started from scraps. So when you cut your celery off in the kitchen, leave about a 3-4 inch on the bottom, and you put it in a bowl with some water. And then once it starts to come out, you can go ahead and plant it in the ground. So I'm going to see how this goes. This is celery root. So now celery root is supposed to be easier to grow than regular celery. They have this a lot in Europe because they don't grow the regular celery like we have here. The root celery, I'm also using that in place of potatoes. So you can, and it comes out really good to roast it, or you could do like almost like a mashed potato, but do a mashed celeriac or celery root. So that's what I got going over here. There's Swiss chard in here, but I don't know, it might be too late on the bed. I might have missed my window. I had a little bit of lavender grown over here. I don't know, this one's still going. So we'll just have to wait and see. So that's where we're at right now. Very excited. We got all the extra grass pulled up, and if we have any extra pea gravel left over from the shed, we're gonna put it in our pathways to kind of minimize the weeds coming in. But that's it for today. Thank you.